The Star Seed and the Stargarden. In the quiet village of Loria, nestled between rolling hills and a whispering forest, lived a 12-year-old girl named Amara. She loved the night more than anything, not for its darkness, but for the millions of stars that glittered like scattered diamonds across the sky. Every night, she would sit by her window, tracing the constellations with her finger, dreaming of the worlds they held. One evening, she saw a shooting star, but it was different. It wasn't a flash of light that disappeared. It was a slow, deliberate descent, leaving a trail of shimmering dust that led to the edge of the forest. The next morning, Amara went to the spot where the star had fallen. She found a small, smooth, dark seed, no bigger than her thumb. It pulsed with a faint, warm light, humming a gentle melody that only she could hear. She knew at once what it was: a star seed, a piece of the night sky itself. She remembered the old legends her grandmother told her of a place deep within the forest called the Stargarden, where fallen stars were replanted to grow into new constellations. Amara knew what she had to do. With the star seed carefully tucked into her satchel, Amara set off. Her journey took her to the edge of the Whispering Woods, a place where the trees grew so close together that they seemed to lean in and talk to each other. As she stepped inside, she heard them. Faint murmurs like voices carried on the wind. "Turn back, little one," they whispered. "The path is too long. You will be lost forever." The voices grew louder, trying to confuse her, to make her doubt her purpose. Amara closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She remembered her grandmother's words: "Listen not to the whispers, but to the song of your heart." She focused on the gentle hum of the star seed in her bag and the feeling of purpose in her chest. The whispers began to fade, and when she opened her eyes, a clear path, glowing with a soft silver light, had appeared before her. The path led her to a river that shimmered with an unnatural light. As she looked into the water, she saw not just her own reflection, but many different versions of herself. A brave knight with a shining sword, a wise old woman with a gentle smile, a laughing child without a care in the world. The reflections beckoned to her, each one trying to pull her into its own story. "Choose me," they seemed to say. "This is who you truly are." Amara realized that these were not separate paths, but all parts of her. She didn't have to choose just one. She could be brave, wise, and joyful all at once. She stepped carefully across the river on a series of smooth stones, and as she did, the fragmented reflections in the water merged into a single, whole image of herself. She felt a new sense of clarity and purpose. On the other side of the river, she came to a clearing surrounded by a wall of thorny vines. From the center of the thorns, a figure emerged. It was the guardian, Acantha, a being made of twisted branches and sharp thorns. Her voice was like the rustling of dry leaves. "Why do you dare to enter my domain, little one?" she asked, her thorny arms crossed. Amara, without a hint of fear, held out her satchel. "I have come to plant this star seed in the Stargarden," she said, her voice steady. "It fell from the sky, and it belongs among its own." Acantha looked from the girl to the satchel, her thorny face unreadable. "And what makes you worthy of this task?" she asked. Amara opened her satchel and revealed the glowing seed. "My heart," she said simply. The light from the seed seemed to soften the guardian's thorny exterior. Acantha saw the purity of Amara's heart and the truth in her words. The thorny vines began to part, pulling back to reveal a path. "Go, little one," Acantha said, her voice now gentle. "The Stargarden awaits." Amara walked through the opening and gasped. The garden was a place of pure magic, filled with luminous plants and flowers that glowed with the light of 1,000 stars. Amara found a small patch of soft, dark soil, and with reverence, She gently placed the starseed into the earth. As soon as it touched the ground, it sprouted into a magnificent, glowing flower, its petals unfurling like a new constellation. She carefully plucked one of the luminous petals, which pulsed with the same gentle light as the seed, and placed it in her satchel. It was her gift, her proof. With the glowing petal in her hand, Amara began her journey home. The forest was no longer dark or threatening. The whispers were gone, and the river was just a river, reflecting only the clear sky. She felt a new sense of purpose and confidence, knowing that she had faced her fears and found her way. When she returned to Loria, she showed the glowing petal to her grandmother, who smiled knowingly. The petal became a symbol for the village, a reminder that even the smallest light can guide the way, and that the greatest adventures are found not in far-off lands, but in the courage to follow your heart. And so, Amara grew up, a girl who knew that the stars were not just in the sky, but within herself. Sparkles the end, sparkles.